Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference for Nick Kyrgios. Please raise your hand, state your name and organisation when asking your question. Nick, well played out there. Maybe not the result, but a great match. Tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, obviously very disappointed. I felt like, to get to the final, there's always a bit of anxiety of how it's going to play out and, if you kind of feel worthy to be there. And I felt like the trophy was definitely attainable today. Played a hell of a first set and put myself in a position to, obviously take a stranglehold of the match, but he's just really composed. I felt like, it's weird, I felt like he didn't do anything amazing today. He returned obviously the way he returns. I feel like he's just a great returner, but he's just so composed. That's what I was just thinking to myself, in big moments. It just felt like he was never rattled, and I feel like that's his greatest strength. He just never looks rattled. He just looks completely within himself the whole time. Didn't look like he was playing over aggressive, even though it felt like he was playing big. So hats off to him. That was a hell of a match. I thought I served well and I put myself in a position to win, but I just wasn't able to play those clutch points, well at all today.
Willie Weinbaum from ESPN. Nick, how do you think your motivation and belief in yourself will be affected by today and this whole fortnight?
I was just speaking to a couple of people about it. I feel like if I'd won today, I would have struggled with motivation. I feel like I've been told my entire life, winning Wimbledon is the ultimate achievement. And for someone like me, I'm not like a young guy like Sinner or someone or Alcaraz who've come on tour recently and gone deep at slams. It's taken me 10 years, almost 10 years of my career to finally get to the point of playing for a Grand Slam and coming up short. So I feel like if I had won that Grand Slam, I think I would have lacked a bit of motivation, to be honest. Coming back for other tournaments like 250s and stuff, I would have really struggled to, I kind of achieved the greatest pinnacle of what you can achieve in tennis. But my level's right there. I feel like you look at what Novak's done to some other opponents, and it's not a good feeling, but I'm right there. I'm not behind the 8 ball at all. I've played a slam final against probably one of the greatest of all time, and I was right there. So confidence, obviously, it was a hell of an occasion. Not easy to, people probably were expecting me to have, something happen today, but I came out in the first set and I looked like I was the one who had played that, and a lot of finals. I thought I dealt with the pressure pretty well.
Nick, Scott Spitz from The Age. You haven't played for 5 years. How has he changed in that time, and what's the difference that you notice?
Well, it's obviously best of 5. In the previous 2 encounters, it was best of 3 sets. So I won the first set, and obviously he feels the pressure from the, losing a set. And in best of 3 match, you have no room to breathe. So I feel like he feels the scoreboard pressure a little bit. But in best of 5 against these guys, Novak and Nadal in general, even Federer, you feel like you win the first set, you still have to climb up Mount Everest to get it done. Whereas, best of 3, those 2 previous times I won the first set, I was right on top of him and I kept pressing and pressing. So I feel like that 4th set, if I'm able to just play a bit more of a solid tiebreak and take it to a 5th set, it's honestly anyone's match, because I started to feel better physically towards the end of that match, which was odd. But he's so composed. He just I don't know. He can't seem to rattle him. I was trying to play aggressive off his second serve. I served amazing, I thought, today. And he was just able to put so many balls in play.
Is it the hardest experience you've had, the toughest opponent you've ever come across?
I wouldn't say that. As I said, I thought I put myself in a position to win today. But he doesn't make you feel as bad as Federer does at times. I think Federer, out of the other 3 guys, Federer can make you feel really bad. And he makes you want to leave the court. He can make things seem really quick, and the court's really small. When Nadal and Djokovic, they allow you to play a little bit from the back, and then if you're playing not great, then you struggle. But Federer can really take it to you and get you off the court real quick. But I wouldn't say it's the toughest. I think everything, the finals of Wimbledon, the anxiety of obviously having that day off from the semi-final. I slept terribly again last night. just everything, the leading up. I actually think not playing the semi-finals may have done me a bit of a disservice because I was just thinking about it all the time. But that comes with experience. You know, I thought I'd handle myself well today. I came out there and I did what I had to do tactically to give myself a chance, and I just came up short, and I'm happy with that.
Hi Nick, congratulations on your tournament. Just picking up on what you said about Djokovic's composure and also your hunger to come back and win one of these things. Is that something you would look to emulate and improve in your game?
I think the other 126 players in the draw could improve their composure, you know. But you know, at times out there, obviously, you know, I was getting angry a bit because I just looked at it as, you know, you win this tournament and you become a tennis immortal. I feel it was just an opportunity for me that people work their entire life for, and I put myself in a position to win the first set. Things started to get rocky a bit. He was just solid, and then I win that fourth set, and who knows? So, I mean, yeah, I could obviously improve many things in my game, not just composure. My forehand return needs to improve. I've been working on that a lot. You know, can always get stronger, can always get fitter. So, I feel like that was a bit of a dig, but I feel like everyone in the draw could improve in you know, of something.
Eleanor Cripps Press Association. You said the other day that you were super nervous. I just wanted, and this morning you were super nervous. What was the experience like of playing your first Grand Slam singles final, and did you manage to enjoy that, sort of appreciate the moment?
I felt like I belonged, to be honest. You know, when I walked out there and got into that first service game of his as well, that helped a lot. You know, I lost 9 points in a row against Garen in the quarterfinals, and the alarm bells were starting to ring a little bit. But, you know, when you get off to I think having that 2-0 record helped me a little bit to, you know, I've beaten the player before. So, you know, I can kind of draw on experience of what I've had success with. But, you know, I've played big finals before. I've played finals of thousands events. My records in finals is pretty good. You know, I played some very good players in finals. But as I said, I felt like he just has so much experience to draw to. You know, look, he's won the tournament, I don't know how many times now, 4 times in a row. So when you win an event that much and you be in those situations, it's unbelievable. You can tell yourself you've been here before. You know, the confidence and the belief in yourself, that only comes with achievement or something that he's achieved like that many times. I could only imagine how confident he feels every day, especially at Wimbledon, walking around. So, you know, I've got that under my belt now, a Wimbledon finalist, and I can kind of draw from experience. So, yeah, I felt like I belong though. I feel like my game and my level's always been there. It's just I feel like I've kind of put it together a little bit these couple of weeks. So.
Some kind of Daily Mail. So in the game, you pointed out a woman who you thought had 700 drinks. What impact did she have on you, and do you think she cost you in the game in the end?
No, I wouldn't say she cost me the game, but like, you know, I'm playing a Wimbledon final against probably one of the best players of all time. I don't need someone absolutely smashed talking to me, point in, point out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
she saying?
I'm all for having a great time, but you know, like speaking between first and second serves, like to me, like, you know. Yeah. Like, I mean, she was definitely... Look, I've been on a couple nights out in my life, and I knew that she had too many. So, like, I feel like... I told the umpire, I was like, she's speaking to me a lot, and she's drunk. What are you going to do about it? And he's like, I didn't know she's drunk. And then she continued, and I was like, well... Like, not just me, like, what happens if it's just like, I feel like that's when you got to maybe give her a water or take her out.
You might find this interesting, but since she said that she had 2 drinks and she was actually rooting for you from the start, what do you make of that?
Well, that doesn't make it okay to start talking to Nick Kyrgios, who's playing a final of Wimbledon, middle of the point. Why are you trying to make that okay?
Okay, at the back there. Yep, sorry.
What?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, no. Sorry, Rebecca from the Press Association. Another distraction in the game was a protester came up and started shouting, and I think you got distracted by that as well. How do you feel about people protesting during the match, especially when it relates to a Chinese tennis player?
I didn't get distracted at all from it.
You didn't notice that?
I did notice it. That doesn't mean I got distracted from it though.
Right, and can you
Right.
tell us what happened?
I didn't see. I didn't hear or didn't see anything. I just saw a couple of people on each other and they just got taken out. I didn't see. But I like you were trying to bait me. I like that. Good try.
I think Garamol.
Good try.
Nick, you said immediately in the aftermath on court that you hoped you'd be back, but you doubted you'd be back. And you're saying that if you had won, you might have not wanted to come back. Can you just clarify, has this lit a fire for you that you're more motivated to come back having gone so close? You can come back and get the job done?
No, I feel like my fire's been lit this whole year. You know, I've obviously met a lot of amazing people this year who have just given me extra motivation, and you know, to find people that finally have my back and that I just love being around, and they just want to push me to be a better person and to be a better tennis player. They realise that I'm immensely talented and I have I feel like a lot more to do in this sport. I don't feel like it relights a fire or anything like that. I know that I've been able to beat these players before. There was other things that I couldn't figure out along the way. But it takes a hell of an athlete mentally and physically to win one of these things. And I think that's 8 people have won this title since I've been born, and it shows like physically one thing, obviously it shows mentally it's another beast to come back here for 2 weeks in a row. Like none of these people in this room understand it, but it's just different. Like the social media, the things you have to deal with. You know, like for me, it hasn't been easy the last 3 or 4 days to block everything out on socials and just everything, and try and just find the balance. It's so easy to access all that stuff, and I've really tried to make a conscious effort of just trying to focus on the task at hand. And I don't think past tennis players understand that either. Like the older guys, like they don't understand how much negativity and opinions just get thrown your way, and it's hard. It's really hard to deal with all that. And I commend Federer, Djokovic and Nadal. Like these guys, what they deal with must be insane. And that is, for me, like that shows a sign of a champion. If that's what they deal with as well, and then being able to perform it's incredible.
Do you feel like you're ready to fully commit and maintain this commitment?
I mean, I feel like I've committed a fair bit these 2 weeks. I mean, what more can I do, to be honest? You know, I've stayed in most of the time, you know. I've tried to just get good sleep, eat well, not even have a beer like here or there. Like I've really tried to commit, you know, my practices, I've really tried to focus, tried to work on things. Like I've committed everything I can commit these 2 weeks, and I just came up short, and I was taught that that's all right, even though it sucks. Of course it sucks. You know, I'm playing points back in my head from that match that I wish I could have back, but it is what it is.
I want to ask you, the words that both of you said on the court seem quite sincere from the heart. I'm not suggesting you guys are best friends forever, but can you talk about, is there a different kind of respect? I'm not talking about the respect on the court. You know what he's like as a player. Is there a different respect when you're in a battle like this and you get through it together and you hear what he says, he hears what you say?
Yeah, I mean, me and Novak actually practiced with each other a lot earlier in my career. You know, practiced in Rome, Toronto, and then obviously we butted heads a little bit. But as a tennis player, I always respected him, what he was able to do. And then I feel like when I stood up for him, he was surprised. But ever since then, I feel like when the chips are down and someone comes out, you know, what I did was not easy. You know, I kind of went against my whole nation basically and spoke out about it. So I feel like that's an underlying, no matter how much you don't like someone or how different they are, if they're going to take, you know, arrows in the back for you in the public, then you got to have ultimate respect for them. And, you know, today I felt like it was 2 completely different players. Like, I'm not supposed to be a Wimbledon finalist, like where I'm from and everything I've been through. Like, I just feel ridiculous to be here talking as a Wimbledon finalist. But, you know, I feel like we have a bit of a good relationship now. And I'm honoured to go out there and battle with the best. Like, this is just an example, like, anything's possible, really. Like, someone like me able to go out there and give Novak Djokovic, keep him out there for 3 hours in a Wimbledon final, it's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Only got time for one more tonight.
Hi Nick, you mentioned earlier about the last 4 days and how it's not been easy. Just curious, just what was the toughest part about that? You know?
Even if it's support or it's just a lot. it's just a lot mentally to, you know, just everyone supporting you. There are negative comments. They're just like the pressure of playing finals of Wimbledon. Am I going to do good? Like, am I going to behave well for me? Like, it just, there's so many things. And like playing Djokovic is a hard enough task as it is. And to go out there, I feel like it's just, I lost this match, but I feel like there's just weight off my shoulders. Like, I felt like there's so much weight on my shoulders all the time when I step out on the tennis court. And now it's just released. And I feel amazing. This is the best I've felt in 2 weeks. You know, I was obviously super excited to be here. I had some high hopes, but I've never felt, to be honest, good. I just felt there's so much pressure. There's so much like anxiety, pressure to do things or achieve things. And if I don't do well, then I'm going to do, like, it's just so much. So I feel unbelievable. Like, I'm 2 beers deep.
Also, one more question. You just mentioned that you don't feel like you'd meant to be there. Just wondering what you meant, if you could expand on that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just not supposed to be here. Like, I just don't think, like I'm a kid from Canberra who, like, I literally was just, a month and a half ago, I was literally in a facility playing basketball with some boys back home, and I literally just said to one of them, like, look, like, I think I'm going to, like, have some fun and maybe win Wimbledon. And then, like, I'm here as a finalist, like, literally. Like, I didn't hit more than an hour a day. And just everything, like, I look back on it and I'm just like, how am I here? Like, how am I here? You know, it's pretty cool.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Sorry, Nick's got some other things.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.